Tell us about you and your haunt.
Well, my haunt's Lake Terror Among Us Manor. I think it's right there behind me. I live on Lake Terror, Terramugus, so we thought that was kind of a clever play on words. But I've been decorating for, I don't know, a long time now, 15, 20 years. But really only got serious probably about 12 years ago. I think we started our first walkthrough. So I guess it probably started with my sister. She decided one day she was going to make some tombstones, so she came up with the idea of carving them out of pink foam and using paint sticks to hold them down. So we have a big joke around here that everything is if there's a problem and we don't know how to finish a prop, just throw some paint sticks in, because that did not work out very well, and tombstones were all over the yard that first year. But I probably just evolved from there, and every year we'd go to the half price sales after Halloween and just pick up whatever we thought was cool and just add a little bit, and now it's just insane. It's out of control, and my basement's full of a bunch of Halloween stuff, and that's pretty much it. And I guess probably this last year I really tried to make an effort to improve a lot of the props that we had, and I started vlogging last year, and we kind of went all out. I had a couple of props trip me up a couple of times, but that electrocution prop I wanted to throw in the garbage. If anybody's watched my vlog, they know for sure that damn thing. But I finally got that working, and we decided at probably the last minute to do a walkthrough. I think it was probably September 1st. We decided we're going to do a walkthrough, and we just barreled ahead, and we made up about 30 panels, I think 33 panels, and built the walkthrough in the garage. And it was our first time doing it. We think it turned out pretty great. We had, I don't know, probably about 400 people come through or so. We did it over 3 nights. So, we wanted to get the most out of it for the amount of effort that we put into it. Of course, I have help from my wife and my mom and my sister. And, everybody pitches in. So it's not just me.
Besides, so Dave Rapian wants to know, for the panel, besides Halloween, home haunts, or Halloween, what other hobbies do you all have?
In my spare time, I enjoy long walks on the beach.
Oh, God.
I'm just napping on the couch. Does that count? I don't know. I don't know. Computers were a big thing, and till I got into business working with them, and now I hate them. So I probably
that teaches you not to start a pro hunt.
Exactly right. So I probably just play games, be what I do in my spare time, or I'm always fixing something around the house, seems like. So this and gaming, and I like to watch movies, and I don't really care for the beach. So. Which is crazy because I live right across from a private lake. So I mean, well, not a private lake, but we have a private beach on the lake, and hardly ever I think I've been there maybe 5 times in the 12 years I've lived here.
What are we looking at here?
This is my zombie bride that I made this year. This is I'm trying to remember it. This is silicone and naphtha that I learned from Alan Hops and his tutorials. That's the texture that you're seeing there, and paint, along with, I think there's might be a little bit of plastic bag corpsing in there too. I'm not, if I remember correctly. And the hair on this prop was actually made out of rope. That was kind of a fun little project, taking the strands of rope and with some spray adhesive, attaching them to the skull. But I think I started with a pre-made skull for this one, and then I melted it a little bit.
Like you unbraided? Sorry, you unbraided the rope?
Unbraided the rope, and
that must have been painstaking.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. This particular rope was, it was kind of like a nylon or something, if I remember correctly. And I think I added to this. We did add some wig hair from like the dollar store. I think I added a couple of strands of that. But most of what you're looking at there is rope, especially like the curly sections on the side of it. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one here is a spit that I remade. Like I said earlier, the focus this year was to improve the crappy props that we had. This was one that we had for our haunted wedding scene. It was the Ghoul's Wedding Feast is what we called it, and I made these arms out of 2x4s, chicken wire, and plastic drop sheet corpsing On the bottom is chicken wire again with great stuff foam that's been painted brown, and I sculpted the hands out of. Well, I didn't really sculpt them. I made the hands out of wood and a coaxial cable, like that goes into your television. And those actually turned out to be pretty easy to work with to mold it the shape that I needed. So it was a lot of work, but I think they turned out pretty good. And then for the spit in the middle, it just had 3/4 PVC, and I had called the prop finish, and I said, it'd be kind of cool if I could make it look like bones. So I went back, and the ends of the bones are just plastic bags, heat shrunk, then with I think tin foil over them. Then the whole thing was just covered with plastic drop cloth again. And then I did like an antiquing, and then a highlighting and a staining and all that stuff, and that's what I ended up with. And then the fire at the bottom was something that we had made a few years ago that my mom had made, and we wanted to redo it. And all those little pieces of wood that you're seeing there, it's that thin blue stuff that I took with the file and went with the soldering iron, carved the grain, carved the knots, which was insane because the thing's in the pitch black and you can't see any of that stuff at night. But sometimes as a haunter, you go a little overboard worrying about every little stupid detail. But again, it's I think it came out pretty well, and it's head and shoulders above what we had before. And
Edie Blunser wants to know how efficient are you when creating a layout for your haunt?
Hey, Edie, you've watched my vlogs. I'm not efficient at a damn thing. It's all a struggle. The whole thing is a joke. As far as laying out the haunt, I'll tell you a little story about the inside haunt that we did. We sat at the table, my mother, my wife, and I, and we each had our own pieces of graph paper. And my mother and I were struggling to draw out a layout for the haunt. We're arguing, no, this goes there, that goes there, and then my wife, I don't know, she just hands us both a piece of paper and says here. So she pretty much laid the thing out. So as far as laying stuff out, I don't know. We kind of got into a habit of where things go after a while. I'm not really one of those guys that changes themes or whatever. We just add more stuff every year, and so you kind of get into the habit where things are. This year we did mix it up quite a bit though, and just kind of stay tight to the house with everything.
Ryan Greger wants to know, did the walkthrough go onto your deck?
No, only in my, the walkthrough was in the garage, and then the walk out, we had a walk outside the house too, but no, we roped that off so that it's only around the house.
All right. I love watching your vlogs just because it's like, like everybody like scripts their stuff and everybody edits it. and you just totally, you're like, shit, this didn't work.
Yeah.
And then you just grab it and you just throw it out of the way and say, well, we're going to work on something else on the next vlog. This didn't work at all. And,
right.
And everybody else like takes them parts out and it just looks like the prop came together seamlessly, dude.
That's a load of shit, man. Nothing ever goes together. I'm sorry if I broke your swearing rule. Everybody's on this panel knows nothing goes together like anything. It's all a pain in the butt, and it never works right. I mean, if you want to watch an exercise in frustration, go watch my electrocution prop.
And he's so calm. He's so calm about it too in the commentaries. He's like, well, yeah, this thing just the head fell off, but that's okay, and we're gonna move on to this.
That's well, it was brutal. I mean, I'll tell you what. I want to give a little shout out to Rich Dupre, Ghoulish Cop. He was doing a vlog last year, and it was a great vlog. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. And he gave me a lot of inspiration. He was making some nice stuff over there. I think he lost the bug and decided not to do his haunt. I don't know if something came up, but I started watching his vlog. I'm like, wow, I think I can. Maybe I should get off my ass and do some stuff. So. All props to him for giving me that inspiration. So that's why I started my vlog, just following him. So yeah, as far as showing what actually goes on, during the creation of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. At the end of every one of my videos, there's bloopers. I mean, I impaled my thumb with a spring from that damn electrocution prop where the spring went into underneath my nail in my thumb. all on video. So if you want to see me bleeding and shouting and swearing, and the day after, and I've come back and I've got this big wad of blue, pressure tape on. Oh, it's awful.
So your channel's like the Hunters Hangout of vlogs, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Right.